we are ready for that. Um, and Yeah, so I'll quickly share my screen with some good presentations or good slides that I've made for this nice event. So let's do it. Welcome everyone to the live pitches winner announcement closing ceremony of the COVID-19 Gameathon. We are so excited to be here because all of the hard work and of course the smart work that all the teams have put have been selected as top six. And now is the deciding time for them if they made it through, if they made it as a winner. Now, again, saying that, being that this is a winner announcement, so there's gonna be winner announcement, but I also want to talk a little bit about how winning is a part of the journey. If you do not win, there's nothing to be demotivated about it. And in fact, participating and the fact that you have put a lot of efforts to submit the projects to build a game means a lot to not only us as organizers or the sponsors. It's more about the society and how you are trying to put efforts to help people around you fight COVID. So congratulations and kudos to that you did your best. And again, congratulations to the team who made it to the top six. I would also like to thank organizers and the partners, the US Consulate in Hyderabad, St. Francis College for Women, Heart Hyderabad, and our partners to MEX. The support from all of you made this possible. And I have been getting messages from a lot of participants, and I think we'll also give a few minutes for this. For any of the participants who want to talk about the event, we can let them do that. But yeah, there's a lot of good feedback. Everyone enjoyed, everyone learned a lot. I would also like to thank the mentors and the speakers and the judges who are a really crucial part of this event, who made it possible for us and the participants to build the project and pitch it here live. Not taking a lot of your time because you need time to pitch, will quickly go to the first presentation, which is Project One, Mask Up Niramaya. I'm really excited for the team Mask Up Niramaya to go ahead, pitch. I request the judges to open the Google form that you have where you will be able to put the scores for these teams. And yeah, yeah, let's see if the team is ready.
Hey, hello.
Hey, hi, Mukul. Let's wait for all of your team members to be able to join. I think all of you are here. Are you?
Yes. Hello,
Are you
everyone.
able to see your screen?
Yes. Thank-
Cool. So, yeah, I think we're still waiting for you to share your screen. Once that's done, timer starts once you start talking.
Should I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. We are waiting for that.
Yeah, okay. Just give me a second.
Sure. It's visible.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, everyone. So the name of our game is Mask Up Niramaya, and we are a team of 5 members, and I am Mukil, the developer of the game, and Mayuri is the project lead, Simran, the content writer, Varsha, the level designer, and Ganesh, the concept creator. So our game is a 3D top-down casual adventure game for Android. So when the game starts, the player is infected with COVID and he does not have much awareness about it. So the only way he can gain awareness is like to find the frontline workers and then obtain more knowledge. And also by doing that, he should also maintain social distancing and he should not infect civilians roaming around the city. And for the type of genre of games that are played mostly, we just did a research and turns out to be puzzle, action, and adventure ended up on the top three. So our choice of game is also related to that genre. So this is like a screen capture of the game. So this is to demonstrate how you can infect a civilian. So if you stay in range of civilian for more than 1 second, you'll get infected. And there's another clip. Say if you don't know the answer for a quiz, you can always go to the hint, and then when you spend one contribution point, it'll give unlock a hint, and you can solve the next puzzle. And this is, say, if you answer it wrong, that means you don't have enough knowledge about the pandemic, so your spread range will increase. The black ring that you see is the spread range, and if it increases, you'll end up infecting more people. So while doing this, we wanted to create a real life scenario. Say if a person does not have much awareness, he'll end up infecting other people and himself. So this is what we wanted to incorporate in our game as well. And this is the second part of our game. So once you finish all the quiz, you move on to the survival level. So here, bats will spawn on random direction and they'll try to attack you. And you're supposed to defend yourself by attacking them. And the number of attacks is limited to how many quizzes you answered right. So in this case, I had 14 points, but the moment I do one attack, it reduces one. So once we kill all the bats, you unlock a portal to the next level. And finally, when you win the game, the player gets a mask. So thus he's protecting himself and people around them. So this is the main concept, to spread awareness and maintain social distancing. And for our competitors, we took two games, that is Brawl Stars and Trivia Crack. So we made the look and feel of Brawl Stars. So our game is mostly top-down shooter. And we also took some elements from Trivia Crack. So whenever you answer right, you unlock the next stage. So both of these games are very well developed, and they have a revenue of more than 500 million and also more than 100 million downloads. And our unique selling point is that each level is alternating between quiz and survival. So the player just don't feel bored only playing quiz and trivia. And our game is open world. You can roam around anywhere, but there's a timer. If the player runs out of life, then he loses. And also all of our elements follow a toon shaded style. So it brings in a fantasy element. And for the market analysis, currently mobile is leading the market with a total revenue of 77.2 billion as of 2020. The reasons why mobile game is on the top during this COVID pandemic is that the three reasons that we could find are the lowest barrier to entry. That means that more than half of the population own a smartphone, and most of the games are free to play. And it's also an alternate to PC gaming cafe. Due to the lockdowns, there are a lot of gaming cafe which are dominated by PC and console. They are, unfortunately, they had to close, and then people choose mobile gaming as an alternative. And also the physical distribution of games may delay during this pandemic. So we ended up in mobile gaming. And for the future vision and where we are taking this game, so we saw statistics that 82% of gamers prefer games with ad rather than paid games. So that is the model that we are going through. And also hyper casual gamers tend to watch more ads if they get in-app purchases for free. So we are planning to implement in-app purchases with cosmetics, and we are also planning to implement leaderboard so you can connect Facebook
15 seconds.
and you can just compete against. And we are also planning to make endless level generation. Yeah, and that's pretty much for our pitch. And you can download the APK and also watch the gameplay video if you're interested. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Really insightful. So, judges, feel free to ask your questions, please.
Sure. I just had a comment actually. I think this is like a great use of mechanics to sort of, put the player in the shoes of someone with COVID, and really not just build understanding, but give players that experience, both in avoiding civilians to curb the spread and surviving an attack, essentially. My suggestion to you would be, instead of bats, have it be something like a battle against the virus itself, because that sort of ties into the narrative more cleanly. So that was just a thought that I had. And if you want to improve the gameplay a little bit and make it more, cohesive in a narrative sense, it actually makes a lot of sense that you're, both having, you're both surviving an attack directly, and you're sort of, keeping away from other civilians to sort of preserve the public health as well. But overall, I think it's good job.
Yeah,
thank you.
I think Vinu here, I concur with Soumya. That was the first thought I had, that you're starting off with someone who has COVID. I mean, the idea is to actually protect yourself from people who are infected with COVID. That's one thing. And the second thing, I know it's a very short period of time, but probably giving some Indian context to it would probably gel. I mean, if you're targeting India audience, but if you're targeting global audience, this is probably okay. But I think there's probably a little more teaching to the Indian conditions. So Indian conditions are slightly different from other countries. So maybe incorporating some India element might help. Again, that's just my thought. Overall, I think you guys have done a great job in every aspect that I've looked at. You came up with a very cool name, a nice logo. I think your graphics were nice and clean. When I looked at your video initially, I thought there were too many pop-ups coming up, but that was intentional because you had the quiz in there. So I guess overall, very good job in that short period of time. Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, Asit here. Thanks for this opportunity to judge your, game. And I was looking at your game, and I understood that there is a need for some refinement in your questions, the quizzes. Some proofreading is needed. Like I see when you are writing WHO, you are writing who as a word. So, the players will get confused. So you need to work on that piece a little bit. Questions should be relevant to general public. So, think of your level of questions like medicines and things. I don't think those are necessary there. I mean, if you are not trying to sell it to only healthcare workers, then remove those questions. Keep it more generic to public, like use of vaccines. I mean, I think that should be the next level. Now vaccines are out, so think about another level where you can add, like someone is using vaccine, how they can protect and how can make the community safe. So these are few feedbacks from my side. Otherwise, I like the whole gameplay. If I have to play that game, I will really enjoy it. But few corrections. That's all it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, judges, for your inputs. Let's move on to the next project, for which I'll quickly share my screen again. Thanks a lot, Team Mask Up Niramaya. And let's move on to project number 2, which is Corona Convicts. So let's add the team of Corona Convicts, hear from them, what's their journey, what their game looks like, and let's give a chance to the judges to ask you guys some questions. So, do we have the team? Yeah. Okay. Could you guys share your screen? Hey, hi, Abhinav, Ravi, Pratyasha.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Please go ahead, start whenever you're ready.
A very good evening to all the judges. This is Pratyasha Kumar representing Tech Phantoms. Starting off, I would like to thank the judges for giving me and my team the opportunity to be among the top 6 in this COVID Gameathon. Our team had a goal to maximize the age limit. We wanted to create something which everyone would like to play and invest their time in. We wanted it to help them distress themselves. So, we conducted 3 surveys. For age group 17 to 24, we conducted a survey across our university, BIT Mesra. For age group 5 to 16, we asked the kids what kind of game would they play. For the people aged 25 plus, we actually asked their relatives, family, and neighbors for their opinion on the same. And we got some unanimous points. They wanted something with a clear vision where they don't have to get worked up over the gameplay. They preferred colors and animation. They wanted something that would reward them. Excuse me, sir, our screen sharing has stopped, I think.
Okay, now can you mind trying again?
Yes, I will
So
ask my team.
actually, I was disconnected for a while. If you please allow us to start.
Sure.
I'm really sorry for this inconvenience.
No worries. Calm down. All good. Yeah, we're
So is
almost
it visible?
there. Almost. It's loading and I should be there. Yeah, we can see it again. Go ahead.
Okay.
A very good evening to all the judges. This is Pratyasha Kumar representing Tech Phantoms. Starting off, I would like to thank the judges for giving me and my team the opportunity to be among the top 6 in this COVID Gameathon. Our team had a goal to maximize the age limit. We wanted to create something which everyone would like to play and invest their time in. We wanted it to help them distress themselves. So we conducted 3 surveys. For age group 17 to 24, we conducted a survey across our university PIT Mesra. For age group 5 to 16, we asked the kids what kind of game would they play. For the people aged 25 plus, we actually asked their relatives, family, and neighbors for their opinion on the same. And we got some unanimous points. They wanted something with a clear vision where they don't have to get worked up over the gameplay. They preferred colors and animation. They wanted something that would reward them. So, let's talk about our project Corona Convicts. We have created a very simple game which is easy to understand and can be played by kids. There are 5 levels, namely desert, forest, modern lab, graveyard, and winter. This is an offline game. Until now, it's a single player game. Our main objective is to promote social distancing and also to dismiss any misconceptions that people have developed over the new vaccine which has been developed by India. We have analyzed a few papers and have found that many people are not willing to take the vaccine. Through our game, we want to promote the use of sanitizers, social distancing, and preach the importance of vaccination. The main character has to avoid all the obstacles present in each level and has to jump on the floating islands, avoiding the monsters and the viruses. Here, the monster represents the more virulent and deadly COVID strain, and the virus, the less virulent strain. By doing so, we have stressed on the different strains which have been found. We could not add a few features due to the lack of time. However, in future, we can incorporate all the possible strains. We have also incorporated vaccines as a weapon, as vaccination is the only way we can free our society of this pandemic. We have also kept the gameplay experience easy to understand so that even a kid who is only 5 years old can easily play Corona Convicts. The main character has to collect a vaccine and inject it to the monster to destroy it, and in this process, he also has to avoid the virus. If he comes in contact with the virus, it would cause him to lose life in the game. If he collects vaccines, he would gain life. In this game, the user is provided with 5 lives, and if he exhausts all of them, he will lose the game. He has to collect the vaccine and avoid virus, keeping at least 1 life intact in order to win. Due to the lack of time, we could not include a few features we had in mind. For instance, we can transform it into a multiplayer online game. We had it in the back of our mind to make sure this game connects people. So, in case someone wants to play it with their friends and family members, they can do so over the internet. We have thought about placing 2 options. offline single player, and online multiplayer game. We can include coins and boost at the end of each round. During a survey, one of the participants had brought it up that we should include boosts which would last for about 2 to 4 seconds. This would be a shield which they would be provided with after sanitization. We would also provide them with coins. We can have an option for the user to choose an avatar for himself or herself. We give separate options for them to choose from a set of different clothing items and weapons as per their liking. We can also include pop-up dialog box each time the user injects a virus or monster, which will provide the prevention measures and latest developments in the field of COVID. For example, each time the player destroys a virus with vaccine, a dialog box informing people about Covaxin would appear. If they click on the virus, a pop-up about which strand it is and how fatal it can be would appear. With this, I would like to conclude my pitch. Thank you once again.
Hey, thank you so much, Satrupa. It was such a nice pitch. Thanks a lot for demoing and showing us the videos from the game. Let's give it up to judges for them to ask questions and
Right. So I think, this was definitely a very polished presentation. So kudos for that. And the game as well is very, it's simple, it's accessible. I think it's easy to pick up, and I think it's a mechanic that is very familiar to video game players. And I think it's also easy enough for someone who's unfamiliar. So, even your next door neighbor auntie can probably, pick it up and play it. So you'd mentioned that you have 5 levels. So my question to you is, how does each level differ? How have you constructed them so that they're different?
Ma'am, as we have stated in our presentation, we have 5 levels. And actually, we have taken inspiration from Among Us. If you know this game, we have different types of environment where we have to play the game. So we had this in our mind. We wanted to construct levels in each of these separate environments. These are separate environments totally. We can create levels for each of them. So these are only environments. We will create levels based on desert, graveyard, winter, forest, and modern lab. So we have just shown the basic gameplay.
All right, not an issue. I think my question was, did you have anything unique about each environment in terms of, the actual gameplay or some, unique boost or something like that? But it's okay. I think with a limited amount of time, it's fine if you don't. I think
we have in our mind some a few different boosts for each level. For example, in winter, we can change the outfits. Actually, we were planning on the outfit because the outfits can't be same in all the environment. So we were planning to change the outfits, and with that also the type of sanitizers we would use, because and also the vaccines, because the strands would differ in each level. The strand in Rajasthan is not the same strand in West Bengal. So yeah, this is what we had in mind. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. I think in your thesis presentation also you'd mentioned that to create this game you'd used a construct 3 or something like that, right? So I just wanted to ask you, was the UI and the artwork sort of provided by that platform, or how much of it was created by you? I'm not fully familiar with the platform, so I'm just trying to understand.
We have created some of our characters, and some of them we have collected from the various open sources which we had. Can I share my screen? I actually have my GitHub link here. Yeah.
You can.
If you please give me a minute.
30 seconds.
Oops. All right, not an issue. That's fine.
Well, Asit here. I really liked your idea, and kind of reminded me of my childhood when I was looking at that game. Millennials, Gen X, pretty much familiar with this type of games and stuff. But the good thing really which I liked was the way you developed. You stick to the basics and you kind of did a needs analysis, a survey. I really like that because you have some robust data to support what you are developing. That was something, I mean, sometimes you see people fail to do that and they just do whatever they feel like instead of surveying the general public, like what the learners or the people want. So a 5-year-old kid definitely would like it. And as my other judge said, that there are other group of people who would like it because it's kind of easy to play and really interesting. So overall, I liked it. One thing I would say, if you want to make it more generalizable out of Indian context, give an option of selecting the vaccine what people want. So sometimes in United States, they would like to select a Pfizer vaccine or Moderna vaccine, or somewhere in other countries, some other vaccine. So I mean, that's just a suggestion. If you just want it to be an Indian context, you can continue as you